Pachaparo, YNet7. Thank you for tuning the replay. So today, I want to cover number 6 in the series, which we're going to actually be talking about pride today. All right? So the emotion of pride. Okay? So as you can see there, little quote from Ezra Benson. Pride is concerned with who is right. Humility is concerned with what is right. So think about pride, what it means to you. We're going to dive into this. Share, like, subscribe. Feel free to comment. The title for this one is called Pride, with a question mark, the well-known problem. All right. So we're going to dive into this. We're going to go into the book, Power vs. Force. We're going to read up on pride, give you some of my opinions on it, and then we're going to actually pull a card, 8 coins, tattoo tail, and see how it all correlates with our topic today, which is pride. Hope all you guys had a great 2019 thus far, as we're almost halfway through the month known as December. All right, so here we go. Pick up this book if you haven't already, Power vs. Force. I don't have any discounts for y'all on this one, but it's worth it. So they have energy. They have pride as an energy level 175. All right, and I'll start with it. So pride, which calibrates at 175, has enough energy to run the United States Marine Corps or Marine Corps, depending on how you want to say that. So it is the level aspired to by the majority of our kind today, right? People feel free, or people feel positive as they reach this level. In contrast to the lower energy fields, this rise in self-esteem is a balm to all the pain experienced at lower levels of consciousness. Pride looks good and knows it, right? It struts its stuff in the parade of life. Pride is at a far enough removal from shame, guilt, or fear that to rise for existence out of the despair of the ghetto to the pride, quote unquote, of being a Marine is an enormous jump. Pride, as such, generally has a good reputation and is socially encouraged. Yet, as we see from the chart of the levels of consciousness, it is sufficiently negative to remain below the critical level of 200. And we'll get into what 200 is shortly. That's courage. That's the next level above pride. All right, so watch this. So this is why pride feels good only in contrast to lower levels. You see? So the problem, as we all know, is that pride goeth before the fall. Pride is defensive and vulnerable because it is dependent upon external conditions without which it can suddenly revert to a lower level. Right? True or false? So the inflated ego is vulnerable to attack. Pride remains weak because it can be knocked off its pedestal and back into shame, which is the threat that fires the fear of loss of pride, right? So pride is decisive and gives rise to factionalism. The consequences are costly. Okay? Man has habitually died for pride. Armies still regularly slaughter each other for that aspect of pride called nationalism. And I mean, some of us is gonna immediately think about national armies at war with each other, but just think about your community army against the neighboring community army for a second. Consider that for a second. Consider your business or brand versus the neighbor's business or brand is at war with each other instead of working together for the greater benefit of the community, right? So let's get back to this real quick. Religious wars, political terrorism, and zealotry, the ghastly history of the Middle East and Central Europe, are all the price of pride, which all of society pays. The downside of pride, therefore, is arrogance and denial. Now, if you didn't watch the last video, one of the last videos on fear, go back and watch that one, and this statement right here will become even more powerful for you, because you'll see that arrogance is really the definition of fear, and arrogance is to assume. So the downside of pride, therefore, is arrogance and denial. So you could say is assumption and denial. The downside of pride is fear and assumption. However you want to mix that up, that's all talking about the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So the downside of pride, therefore, is arrogance and denial. These characteristics block growth in pride. Recovery from addictions is impossible. So go back to desire and see how you're setting yourself up for addictions to things, and because of your pride, you keep repeating these cycles because you can't break the addiction because your pride won't let you, right? Excuse me. Hope you all had something good to eat today. All right, so pride recovery from addictions is impossible because emotional problems or character defects are denied. See, the whole problem of denial is one of pride. Thus, pride is a very sizable block to the acquisition of real power, which displaces pride with true stature and prestige. So see, the book's talking about pride. Recovery from addictions is impossible because of emotional problems or character defects are denied. Y'all seen me before say it's dangerous to have emotional attachments. All right, let's break down pride, right? Let's get into pride real quick. Okay, let's see what pride actually means. So when we go to the etymology dictionary and we look up pride, okay, we find that pride is in high opinion of one's worth. And what probably makes it more clear is if they said of oneself. Okay. And then that's the whole reason that's part of how you can tie it back to the fear factor, quote unquote, because the fear is the assumption. You're busy. What does it say there? Having high opinion of one's worth, of one's own worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're so busy telling yourself what you are that, or aren't, or whatever it is that's making you feel the illustrious pride, that you don't really know what the people say you are or feel like you are, or you're so busy getting input from this group because of your addiction, and your pride only allows you to associate with people and events and exposures and experiences that feed your addictions. You're only getting input from that circle of people. So you have no view, or you don't respect, which means relate. You don't respect the opinions of people with other views of you because it doesn't feed your addiction. you need to satisfy your assumption of yourself, or not you personally, but that person that's in that prideful vibration that's stuck there. I'm not saying you don't have moments of pride in life, but that person that's stuck there is really in this state where they're so focused on how high their own worth is, right? But the trick is, it's interesting. What makes it interesting is that pride actually comes from the word proud. Okay, so proud is one of my. I like to spread that word proud. You know what I mean? Because so much of society is teaching you to not be proud, or that there's something wrong with being proud and or having pride. Okay. But proud, and I'm going to show you how it's a gift and a curse. Like everything is a gift and a curse, you know? So proud actually means noble, excellent, or splendid, right? And if you look down below there, I have right about here, I got the definition clip. Sometimes you get the definition, it starts at the very bottom of the page and it carries over to the next page. So right here is the top of the next page where it's giving you the definition of what noble is, right? And I thought this was very well timed. So I took out of all the words, because they all kind of mean the same thing. Noble, you see here, means well known or renowned, right? Originally. And then excellent actually means surpassing or superior, okay? Splendid translates to the vibration of magnificent. Now think about those words. It's not the fact of being proud or having pride that's the problem. The problem is what are you directing the energy towards? You see, pride says you're having high opinion of one's worth, which we could say is oneself. Proud just simply means noble, excellent, splendid. So if pride came from proud, right? Noble, excellent, splendid, you got to ask yourself, is it really bad? Is it really a bad thing? No. Is it really a good thing? No. It's a tool, or it's a result. It's an effect, not the cause, right? So my question is, can anything of pride be sustained? Can anything of pride, in other words, can anything of pride last forever? Can being well known, can you be well known forever? Can you really be superior forever? Can it really be magnificent forever? Or is that a temporary thing? You see? Now you can say, yeah, memories can last forever, but can it, if your definition, if you're focused on oneself, can you be magnificent, superior, and or well known forever? Forever. I would say no, because eventually everything comes to an end, right? And what I mean is not like, oh, the end of the world. I mean, in certain circles, your legacy or legend will live on forever. But then how broad is well known? How do you define what well known is? Is it common? Is it like common sense, so to speak? Because everybody always loves to talk about common sense, but they don't realize common sense is only common among the people that share the same experiences and exposures. So again, it's only common within a certain finite circle, not completely the whole world, the whole universe, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's the question, because now if you personally can't be well known, superior, and or magnificent forever, then maybe focusing on one's worth is not the right tangent. Focusing on one's legacy or what you leave behind, or products you've created that's going to outlive you, maybe something to be proud of, maybe not, but definitely things that are inorganic in some cases have an opportunity to last longer than things that are organic, right? I mean, like, of course we got trees that are hundreds of years old and stuff like that. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, like, as far as you, me, the people around you, if we're focused on ourselves being the best or being this or that instead of what we produce, I think that's the flaw. I think gangsters were taught. I think gangsters were taught to move in silence, right? So you hear everybody saying that's why, we don't talk about what we doing and stuff, this and that and the other. But part of pride, remember, if we go back to the definition, is noble in its root, and noble means well known. So if you're focusing on pride, you're going to be well known, and you're wondering why, if you're feeling like you're keeping your mouth closed, that pride is still fucking with you or messing with you, because you got to be seen. You see, it can't be somebody else doing it. It's got to be you, because you're addicted to the pride that comes with being the face, because you got to be seen. You see? So what you got to realize is sound is noise, right? Because you hear it. You like, oh, I heard that, man. It's noise, man. They're making a lot of noise over there doing big things. You know what I'm saying, man? But sound is actually part of the same spectrum as light. Okay? Sound and light are part of the same spectrum. They're just different intensities of the same frequency. So you may be keeping your mouth closed, but we still see you because you're trying to be so hard to be seen. You see? So now that you're being seen, right? And your focus is on you being seen, or that person's, the danger is when it's about the person, like it's about me. I'm doing this, you know what I mean? Nobody else in the whole world can do this the way that I do it. Those that know me know I tell you it's all about experience and exposure. Anybody with a similar experience and exposure as me has the possibility to sit up here and do the same thing I'm doing right now. I'm not really special, okay? The message is special. The information is paramount. That's why I make these videos, because it's not so that 10 years from now, somebody can go, oh, I did or I didn't really like his music, but Pasha made great videos. No, it's not what it's about. It's about so that 10 years from now, your neighbor and you can be on this vibration, and that be the standard. Everybody is we're more closer to everybody being on this vibration wave, instead of us some of us down here, some of us up here, some of us, and then we arguing because of pride about who's right, who's really superior. Yeah, well, they got money, but they can't do this, and they don't got money, and they can't do that. Whatever it is, You see what I'm saying? Everything turns into a battle and a contest instead of working together to achieve a common goal that's greater than all of us. We still got people worried about, I did this. You know what I mean? This ain't the way I'm doing this may be new, you know what I'm saying? It may be something different, but what I'm doing has been in the design of the universe probably since the beginning. Like, ain't nothing new really under the sun. So all the people thinking they moving in silence because they ain't saying nothing, but still focusing on being seen as the one, or they gotta come out and they gotta be the one seen doing this. You still suffering from pride, and it's still setting yourself up for failure because it's the same vibration as the noise that you think you're avoiding making. Sound is a wave, just like light is a wave. Frequencies, vibrations, noise. I put it in parentheses in my notes, detectable. Now, why did I say it's detectable? Excuse me. Because when you're invisible, can't nobody mess with you. You know what I mean? When you're invisible, don't nobody even know you're there. Probably saying you ain't doing nothing because they can't see, they ain't seen nothing, they ain't heard nothing, they don't know nothing. Right? Their pride kicks in because they assuming that they superior, etc., etc., etc. So let that be the case, right? When you're invisible. But once you're detected, I don't care what it is. I don't care. Like we talk about the armies from the book's passage. If you're the army, once the enemy they may not even be the enemy, but the one you're on a surprise attack, once that nation detects your army, now they can manage the situation, right? You're detectable because you're so worried about making noise or having a vibration, whether that's being seen, which is still a reflection of light, or the broadcast of these frequencies of sound and or light. So now you're detectable. You should be focusing on remaining invisible because it's not you that's important. It's the message you're delivering. It's the product you're distributing. It's the service you're providing. Like my song So says, what if it wasn't about you? You see what I'm saying? Shout out to the people that actually get the lyrics. You know what I mean? Because that's the therapy. You know, what if it wasn't about you? You know somebody right now that no matter what the situation, they try and make it about them. You know what I mean? You could be having a bad day, and the end of the conversation is them telling you what they do. Now, there's two ways that could be being done. Some people lead by example. So some people are speaking to you in terms of, well, this is how I cope with it. Let me tell you what I know because I can only speak from my own experiences. You see, that's this right here on this Ezra quote. Humility is concerned with what's right. You see, but the prideful person always ends the conversation telling you about them because they want you to know that their way is the best way. Not, hey, this is how I do it. See if it works. It may not, this is why I do it, whatever. Sharing with humility is not sharing saying, hey, look, I did this. This is me. So you need to do this because I did it. Because I'm the greatest. I'm superior. I'm well known. Because well known, for those that know it, the truth is always uncommon. It's the lies and the falsehoods that's well known, right? Everybody know that. I guess that's well known in certain societies, right? But I can't promise that everybody around you know it. Okay? So think about that for a moment. Don't do things for the wrong reason. Don't do it for trying to make it about self. Don't do it trying to boost yourself. Do it to try and boost the idea, the concept, the brand, the product, or whatever it is. And that is, I think, in my opinion, especially when you have the integrity, the quality of integrity in what you're doing, in your intent, then you're doing things for the right reason. But when it's all about you, you know, what if it wasn't about you? Now you're thrown off kilter because it's not about you. It's like the book said, like, you go back to the book for a minute, right? The downside, the downside, therefore, is arrogance, which is the fear. You're assuming that it's about you when it's really about the message of what you had. This is why people can get into situations and feel like a person only wanted them for such and such, right? They only wanted me because of this. They only call me when they need me. Whatever. Instead of it being about the communication and the connectivity, they're finding a way to make it victimize themselves. Like they're the victim of something. You see, so if it's the same, I'm a fan of this equation thing. Go check out my video on equations versus variables, but it's the same equation, but the perspective creates different the variables are the same, but the equation is infinite. So you can look at that situation and say, oh, they only call me because they need me, and you're making it about you instead of about the effect of what that connection brings. You see? So the goal in that case is not to get them to feel, you don't want to go negative. You want to offer the positivity, which is, hey, you know what? You should really look out, reach out to me more often, because like when you say stuff like that, it's showing that your intent is on bringing it together, right? And this would be the benefit. This would be the better. This would be the positive versus the other person that's going to say something like, well, you only call me when you need something from me, like something's being done to them. That's the victim. That's the me. Like, I'm superior. I'm up here. And then, you need me. And nah, we all need each other in different ways. But what we need to do is come together, right? So I'm a fan of, like I said, be invisible. I like to go out and see who's doing what, and not to try and take over their shine or to go be seen next to them so I can be in the shine with them or feel like I'm prideful for doing this. Nah, let me talk to you. What do you think about this? Where you going with that? Okay, you're going to do, okay, I like that. And you ever thought about this? Why don't you add this to that? And if you do this, here's some mathematics for you that you may not have been considering. Apply this equation to that. Oh, yeah, you like that? Oh, you didn't like that part. Okay, well, look, it's all connected. So you really got to take your time in the future and think about it. And you can actually get more done in the long run if you look at it this way. And I can't tell you how to do you, but you got the resources and it connects. You moving, you're doing your thing. I just wanted to give you some information, some input, because I want you to build the community up. And then I'm gone. I can leave. I can go do me because I'm not full of pride that I got to have it all about me. I got to be seen. I got to be shining. I got to be the visible one, the frequency you detect. I don't have to be that. You see, I just get the inputs. Pasha, Pyro. It's YNet7. Thank you for tuning in the replay. I know you know someone that needs this information. Share the video. Subscribe for future videos, right? So let me see. Let me make sure I cover all my notes here. So what can be detected, right? What can be detected? I'm going to read this book part again, and then I'm going to this. Because look, check it out. In pride, recoveries from addiction is impossible because emotional problems and character defects are denied, right? Denied. And see, that stands out to me knowing my perspective, because the weakness of pride, because it's being detected. You see what I'm saying? It's all about being detected. It's you whether it's noise, sound, or being seen, you're detectable. So the weakness of pride is now you can be controlled, because if we know what what you feeling, right? It can be manipulated. That person hopping out of that 6-figure car, if you take the car away from them, are they the same person? If you the person that's looking at you and they getting filled with pride or feeling superior and everything because they go home and turn the key to a 7-figure property, are they gonna be the same person if you take them out of that property and put them in a 4-figure apartment, right? If the person that's always feeling superior because they went on their world trip last month, every year, whatever it is for them, are they going to be the same person next year if the stock market crash and they don't have money or funds to go on that trip next year? Are they going to be the same person at the end of the year that they always are known to be, or quote unquote well known to be? See, that's pride. It equates to being, where's that? Let's go to the definition. It equates to noble, which means well known. So how are you moving in silence and being well known at the same time? You can't move in silence being invisible, right? You can't be invisible if you and everything you do is well known. You can't be both. So pride, that is the weakness of pride. It is weak because you're well known allows you to be controlled. Being invisible makes everything a mystery about you, or an assumption, and assuming is fear. The word weak, watch this though. The word weak. Let me get this more stage. I want to get these cards under it, and I'm gonna break this down to you. And then we're gonna pull a card and see what it has to say. And then I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here, because a lot of y'all didn't know how dangerous pride is, what it is, maybe even that you suffering from it. You didn't even know you were suffering. I'm just trying to heal the world, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about me. It's about these generations coming after I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Who teaching them what? Who teaching them what? I'm leaving this behind for you and for them. Share it with somebody you know right now. So look, the word weak itself, when you go into the etymology dictionary, the word weak comes from, it has a meaning of yield. So you might know traffic signs. You might be thinking, well, yield means slowing you down or slow down. So no matter if it's about moving, right? Moving or stopping, fast or slow, or yield could even be how much you got coming in or going out, what you producing, whether that's the incoming production rate, outgoing production rate, income, outcome, speed, moving fast or slow. Weak means yield. So the weakness of pride is control. Or let me say it this way: the yield of pride is control. So the yield of pride is control, which means the only thing, in my translation of that, in my understanding of those words, the only thing that your pride really produces in some way, shape, or form is you being controlled. because either you're controlled because you're addicted to having to make sure you got that 6-figure car and 7-figure house, make sure you got that, instead of making sure you helped so many people and then all of a sudden realizing, hey, I can go get a 7-figure house right now because I helped so many people. See, you focusing on what to get or what you need to have to feel this pride instead of the pride coming to you from what you've given to others. So the only thing that pride yields, is control. So think of all the things that you're proud of, and you can see what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You got people out there talking about, I gotta send my kids to school in Gucci because I ain't have my kid go to school and no crocodiles on their chest or no Vans on their feet or no Chucks, right? So the moment you can't do that, like the book said, you fall into shame. When what the fuck is the difference between what's on the outside? The person ain't, you know what I'm saying? What does that do to the kid besides teach them to fall into the same patterns of pride and shame and fear inadvertently? And even if they don't fall into that mindset of understanding, it's still affecting their subconscious, and they're still slaves to that programming. Because you worried about being seen or being heard. I make these videos, sometimes they get 5 views, sometimes they get 5,000. But what I know is it's reaching the right person that needed that particular video. Some of these videos that mean that only 5 people right now needed the message. Sometimes I look at it, have 5, then you pop up 2 months later with 400 views. So when the time is right, the message is right. You worried about it being about you. So don't apply your sense of pride to me. Don't look at what I'm doing and try to say what's wrong with what I'm doing, or I ain't yielding this or that, because I ain't yielding. You see what I'm saying? Winning is not sustainable. All right. So pride, no matter how much you look at it, the only thing it yields is your own control. And then the question is, are you in control or is somebody else in control? That's all it comes down to. So pride is dangerous for that reason. Now let's see what the cards is talking about when it comes down to pride. 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot. You know, I got into tarot cards this year, and I'm really glad I did. Like, I bought my first deck, and that was the 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot. So I'll always remember this deck. It's probably gonna be my favorite for a long time, even as I get new ones, because I just like them a lot, and that's why I got them first. So let's see what we got here. Okay, we're gonna shuffle the card. They're a great tool to help me deliver these messages to you. And as you can see, I hope it's coming out right. It's the first time I actually had some that type of image on the live broadcast here, where it's moving and stuff. So I hope you see that, because again, once the light there is detectable, now it can be controlled, and they've inserted a prism, and now it's all broken up and it's coming out separated and all compartmentalized and really nice and in order to how somebody wanted it to come out the other side that way. So remember, you want to remain completely invisible. So it's not about you. It's about your message, your brand, your product, your service. It's about your legacy. Focus on what you're leaving behind, because you're not leaving yourself behind, period, no matter which direction you're going. So be invisible. Being invisible means you're moving so fast they don't even see you or hear you, but they know you were there because they see the effects of your presence, even if they don't know it's your presence that caused it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Lives. And I'm not, again, this is how the difference in people saying stuff. What I feel great about is how many lives I've changed, how many lives I've helped, how many lives I've improved through other people. So they don't even know it's me. They don't even know of me. They don't even know me. They don't even know what I look like. They don't even know my name. But they received the benefit of knowing me. You know, I'm a Virgo, so it's about efficiency. If you want to help 5,000 people, it could take you forever. But if you help 5 people that all are the influences of 1,000 each, if you focus on that one person, like I said, spend a little time with them behind the scenes, building them up, you're going to naturally affect and influence and change the 1,000 people under them. So you can reach 5,000 people by reaching 5. The person that's about the humility is okay with being behind the scenes in the 5 people's life. The person that's all about the pride need all 5,000 to know it was them. Okay, let's get this card out here. Y'all see what I'm talking about. Y'all know what's going on now. I know y'all with me. Share, like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think. Pasha Power Y97. All right, we gotta pull this card. All right, 8 coins tattoo tarot deck. What you got to say about pride? What you got to say about pride? What you got to say about pride? You down with PRID? See, pride. It's the well-known problem. Thought I didn't know what I was talking about when you read that title, huh? All right, let's get it. Here go the card right here. Here we go. We're gonna flip it right after this. You gotta wait till it feel right. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just don't feel right away. You gotta wait a second. Don't rush things. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be in a hurry to be detected. All right, here we go. I think it's right. I think it's right on this next one. I think it's right on the next one right here. Okay. What do we have here? Oh, man. Woo! Check out that. Check this out right here. Let me get it in light for you. Put that angle at right. It's the 8 of Swords. That's the 8 of Swords right there. We've been getting a lot of swords lately with these last couple. It's part of the spectrum that we're in. So if this is your first video, I'm gonna let you know what the swords is up to. So the sword suit, and doing this with y'all, right? I keep everything out in the open. You know what I'm saying? When I got these cards, like I told y'all, it was earlier this year. I ain't up here pretending to know all this shit off the top of my head. Like, again, like it's me. I'm the greatest. Nah, I'm learning. I'm building. When I got into this, I got into it with the mentality that realistically, a year or two from now, I'll be able to spit all this off the top of my head. It'd be second knowledge to me. Cool. But for right now, I ain't pretending to be nothing I ain't. So what I'm doing is by doing stuff like this, it's helping me learn while I teach you. You see what I'm saying? So in case there's any questions or anybody trying to apply their prideful ways to me, oh, he don't even know he getting from the book. Yeah, I'm getting from the book because I'm learning. Because 2 years from now, I'll be able to do this off the top of my head because I will have learned. Past tense. I just didn't feel like making y'all wait for something that we can all benefit from right now. All right, so the swords. The suit of swords is connected to the element of air. Action, change, and freedom. See? Pride. Action, change, and freedom. The suit sword generally deals with the mental world, decision-making, interactions with others, and thought processes. Each card is going to tell a story in the suits. Is going to tell a story related to that. Okay, so let's see here. We got the 8 of Swords. Excuse me. I just bust a grub. I'm full. So I apologize for the little gastric interruptions, but it won't stop the message though. Here we go. Okay, so let's talk about this Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is about being trapped, restricted, and scared. Y'all, I'm trying to told you, wait for the right moment every time it works. So, pride. The Eight of Swords is about being trapped, restricted, and scared. I just told you it's about control and fear. I just told you that. Not in the sense of, oh, look at me. I just told you, but I'm just saying that's what just came out. That's what the message was. Right? Okay. Moving on. It examines the times in life when we can see no way out of our situation. We're blinded to solutions and bound from moving in a positive direction. See, look at that for a moment. Look at that for a moment. You see this. So first of all, she blindfolded, and again, like if you're new to the concept of tarot cards, don't look at this as, oh, it's a female, it must not be me, I'm a dude. No, it's a person. That person could be you, right? Now look at this female. She got her hair done. She blindfolded. She got makeup on. And she tied up. Isn't that what we just talked about pride was? You see what I'm saying? You getting that energy, that you're getting that feedback, you're getting that feeling. You're feeling your hair is pristine. It feels good, right? But you can't see it because you're blindfolded. You got your makeup on. You're looking all good. You think you think you might be shining, but you don't even know it because you can't see. And even with your makeup and your hair on, you're all decked out, but you're really tied up and can't even go nowhere. And don't even know it. So look, let's continue. The woman on the card is naked, alone, bound, and blindfolded. The Eight Swords behind her create a cage that keeps her trapped as well. So she blindfolded to the front, so she can't see anything. And there's a cage around her on top of that. And you tied up. See, there's a saying about the best way to imprison someone is to trick them into thinking they're free. So when you can't see or feel the cage and can't move around and can't see what's actually got you bound up, you know what I mean? You feel good because your hair done, your car shining. Like I said, you got the 7-figure mansion, but you're really trapped. You're a prisoner of that because a lot of cases, the moment you stop, it all goes away, right? Or very shortly after the moment you stop focusing on it, it all goes away. And if it goes away, you lose who you feel like you are instead of knowing thyself who you really are. The Eight Swords behind her create a cage that keeps her trapped as well. As dire as her situation is, she is not struggling. She's not struggling because she don't know, or you're not struggling to get out of the situation that you're in, or not to say struggling, like you're not struggling, but you're making no effort to better your situation because you don't see the pridefulness as danger. You don't see the danger involved with your arrogance, and you're assuming everything is great, and that is the definition of fear itself. She appears to have almost accepted her fate in this position. You think you're doing great. That's why you feel superior. That's why you feel magnificent. Wouldn't you say that hairstyle? I don't know. But the people that wear their hair like that, wouldn't they be saying that that's magnificent? Oh, isn't her makeup magnificent? Wow, she has a superior hairstylist. You see what I'm saying? Ain't that something that might be said to describe this situation? But she gagged. Well, she not gagged, but she blindfolded, tied up, and the swords around her making a cage. That's pride. That's pride. That's the visualization of pride right there. Don't even know it. So if the only thing you have right now is your mind, use it to contemplate a solution. You may feel like you are out of choices, but there are always options. Do not wait for someone to save you from your situation. If you don't learn to act for yourself, you may simply end up here again. It will not be easy, but you can wiggle out of the ropes, remove the cloth from your eyes, and find your way home. Your current situation is painful. Don't stay in it any longer than necessary. I'm gonna go back with that. I'm gonna go back to this photo right here. Pain will teach you a lesson. Pride won't let you learn. That's why she's so comfortable in the position. That's why you, being her in this picture, is so comfortable with the position. Because the pain is teaching you a lesson, but the pride won't let you learn it. So you keep going. Pashaparo, YNet7, thank you for tuning. The replay. Share a comment.